Good morning and welcome to Daf Chagigah number 19, Daf It. We are slowly making our way to Seder Nashim. We are about 8 or 9 blot away from Seder Nashim. This is so exciting because anyone who is not married is looking for a shidduch. The segula to finding that shidduch is to start learning only with Ben Sion Lang Daf Yomi, starting Seder Nashim Mesechus Yevamos. Join me. I guarantee you will find the shidduch within 5 days of starting the Masechta. That means by Daf Vav or Daf Zayin in Mesechus Yevamos, you will have your shidduch. You'll be married by Daf Tes. Daf Tes and Yomas will be married, and you'll have your first child in Mesechus. Towards the end of Mesechus Yevamos, we have to wait 9 months, so that'll be 9 months, 30 blot a month. Yeah, towards the end of Mesechus Yevamos, you will find your shidduch, you'll get married, and you'll have your first child. You'll have a bein zachar, you'll have a boy, and the bris will be on the siyum of Mesechus Yevamos. Listen to this, Shmuel. I have a great guarantee, Shmuel. Seder Nashim is starting very soon. Shmuel is going to personally guarantee this. Like when you have a loan, you have a co-signer, that he'll guarantee the loan if the person defaults and is not able to pay. Right, Shmuel? Come closer, I can't see you.
Hello.
So, listen to this, Shmuel. I guarantee anybody who joins my shir and Daf Yomi from a Mesechus Yevamos, Seder Nashim, this is a segula.
Yes.
This is the latest segula. This is 2022, the top trending segula there is in the world.
Yes.
You start Daf Yomi learning with me, Mesechus Yevamos. You will get married. You'll find your shidduch within 5 days of starting.
Wow.
You will get married within 8 or 9 or 10 days. We'll say 10 days. 10 days you'll get married. So you find your shidduch after 5 days. By Daf Yud, you'll already be getting married. And you'll have a boy, a bein zachar. You'll have by the end of Mesechus Yevamos, and this is even better. The bris will fall out on the siyum of Mesechus Yevamos. Mark my words. Listen, all you have to do is just tune in. Tune in.
What does it mean?
And
3
watch.
Months? How long is it?
No, 9 months is a pregnancy, so it's 30 blot a month for Yevamos, so 90 blot. So towards the end, if you're getting married Daf Yud, so 90 blot, let's say Daf Kuf. Yevamos is about 121 blot.
Yes, what?
So
maybe 3 months. 3 months old. What was that?
3 months old. No. You're gonna have a child towards the end of Mesechus Yevamos. After Daf Kuf, around Daf Kuf, you'll have a child. Maybe between Kuf and Kuf Ted Zayin, you'll have a child. And guaranteed, you'll have a bris before the end of Mesechus Yevamos. Probably, I'm guaranteeing. I really like this segula. I feel a connection to this segula. I feel. I went to a lot of Rabbanim, and they gave me, those red bendalach, they wear the kevarachal. They gave a lot to me, and they said, Ben Sion, this is the making of a real segula. You know how to manufacture segulas, maybe the best in the whole world. So they gave me a bunch of red bendalas, those red strings around your wrist. I have those red strings. If you want to have a child, when I come to your bris and I'm the sandik at your bris, I will be the sandik. I have to be the sandik at the bris. I will be the sandik. I will give you the red bendala as an affirmation that you have gone through this segula. You have climaxed the segula with the bris of your son, and you have to name him Ben Sion after me.
That's crazy.
He has to name him Ben Sion because that's my name, Ben Sion. So that's part of the segula. You join my shir.
You call him Ben Sion Lang, so they know it's you.
Yeah, you can call him your middle name. You can write. You can say Ben Sion Lang. The middle name can be Lang, and then you give him your.
Will be Ben Sion Lang Mermelstein or something.
Yeah, exactly. Ben Sion Lang can be the middle name.
Ben Sion Lang.
I'm telling you, this is just the latest segula that's coming out. It's trending now. It's trending on Google.
Enough trending schmending. Let's learn something.
I'm just telling you the truth. If you forget about giving money to stock,
this is one.
Forget about giving money.
This is a Purim joke.
No, it's not a Purim joke. This is serious stuff. Forget about giving money to stock.
I have to go soon. Come on, let's
Forget
go.
about having Sadiqim pray at Kever Rachel or at Meron for 40 days. This is even better. I'm telling you about it.
This is crazy.
I'm joking, Shmuel. I'm joking. But
Yeah,
I'm
but
serious.
you're
Listen, why can't it be a school? If everything else could be a school, why can't this
it
be a
is a
school?
skula, but if it's not,
If you
but
light an extra candle for
you
Shabbos,
can't make up this
you
skula.
make challah for
There
Shabbos.
is
That means you
skulas,
get.
but where do they come from? You just can't just.
I can't
create it.
manufacture. That's my side business. My side hustle is to manufacture segulas. I sell in boxes, and just instructions how to do it, with instructions and a nice teddy bear just to make you feel good.
This is a little. The question is it going to make you money? That's the question.
It's gonna get me subscribed. Oh, you have to subscribe also. You have to watch all the Shirim and your Mamos, and you have to subscribe also, and you have to tell 10 friends about it, and then have them subscribe also. So it's a little complicated. It's a little complicated if you want to buy the
like
box.
a pyramid Ponzi scheme. That's what it sounds like to me. I knew it. It's gonna have to be the fine print.
The
I know all
Ponzi
about
scheme. If you want, you don't have to name your child Betsy Lake. You can name him Bernie Madoff.
Okay, let's learn something.
All right.
This
is why. This is great.
This
All right,
is a
let's
holy
go on.
place. This is a holy.
Counter on the bottom of your Yechad Beis. 5 lines from the bottom.
Steinberg's yard site.
Steinberg's yard site. Segula also. If you listen to my shir on Rav Steinberg's Segula. Leland Ishmas, I'll make the Shirley Ishmas. Steinberg, I don't know his Hebrew name, but Chaim Pinchas Ben Yaakov Yitzchak Ishmaso. Alright, talking about another yad of the bottom of Yud Chaim Beis. Another yad of Neskavin yad of Tahoros. If he's notel his hands, right, and he's Neskavin, he has kavana, right? When you wash for bread, right, you have to have kavana. You're doing the same mitzvah until Yadayim. Then he's yadav Tahoros. Lo Neskavin yadav Tmeos. He didn't have kavana. Your yadayim are Tmeos. You have to wash again. If you want to stick your hands on a mikvah, Neskavin yadav Tahoros. You have to have kavanah for the mitzvah. The Gemara asks, "By time the Bible says, "Kavanah of the horos." Your hands are Torah, whether you have kavanah or not. Amar Rav Nachman lo kash. Kan lechulin, top of Yutam Aleph, kan lemaiser. Depends if it's rechulin, right? You're eating regular bread. That's okay. Maiser sheni, you have to have kavanah. Chulin, you don't have the kavanah. Manat tamer the chulin lo bo kavanah. Are we sure that chulin you don't need kavanah? This nan. And where do I know this from? This nan hagal shen hitlash. Let's say a wave. You're on the beach, right, Shmuel? You want to eat your lunch on a beach. You brought your tuna sandwich to the beach, right? What would you bring if you go to the beach, Shmuel? What kind of sandwich? They bring a tuna sandwich. All right. Shmuel would bring a tuna sandwich. I'd bring a bagel and lox, cream cheese. How do you know chulin doesn't come on? It's not galsh nikla shabar ba'im sa, a wave that gets detached from the ocean. Our ba'im sa is a pretty big wave, and off all Adam, it falls on you. Imagine that you're standing near the water and a wave of 40 saw, the amount of water in a mikvah falls on you, ala kalim, and it falls on your utensils, on your chair, on your towel. Tahor, they're tar. Sani adam dumi the kalim. The Brisa compares a person to his utensils. Ma kalim, just like your towel, lo mechavne. Your towel can't have kavanah, right? Most towels don't have kavanah. Af adam de lo mechavne, so to a person, he didn't have kavanah. So you see, you don't need kavanah for chulin. Mai. So the Gemara says, what's the proof? Maybe the person's sitting there waiting. He's waiting for the big wave. He wants to go surfing. He's waiting for the big wave. So therefore, yes, kavana. That's what we're talking about. Kalim dumiyad adam, and we're comparing kalim to adam. Adam davar the bar kavana. Just like a person has someone who has able to have kavana. Af kalim the mechavin, who has to be that you have kavana for your kalim. You could have kavana for your beach towel, that it should become tor. If you're sitting and waiting for a wave and you're having kavanah, what's the chiddush? Of course, if you have kavanah, it's going to be tor. I'd say maybe not. Ligzor dilma asi lemipal b'chayr l'shal. Maybe you'll come to be tovel in 40 saw of rainwater that comes off of a slope, right? Rainwater is different than lake water or ocean water. Ocean water, you can become tor even if it's moving. Rainwater has to be mekuvat, it has to be mikvah, it has to be standing water. So that there's not puzzle, even if it's 40 saw, it's puzzle, the rainwater is running off a slope. So you might think it should be goes by a wave atu chardal shal geshamim. Inam nigzar roshan atu keeping, or maybe it goes by a wave itself, because you can only be tovel in the front of the wave. When the front of the wave hits your head, that hits your body, then it's okay. But if the arch of the wave, meaning you go in the middle, right? The top of the wave passes over your head, and you're tovel in the middle of the wave, that is not considered to be a good tefillah. We're not worried. We're not him with the low matbilim bekipin. How do you know the archer of the wave is not good? The sanya matbilim barashim ein matbilim bekipin. You can be tovel in the head of the wave, but not in the arch of the wave. Matbilim ba'avir. It's considered to be tovel in the airspace, right? Even though, right, it's detached. The front of the wave is considered the whole force of the wave, so it's considered. But the middle of the wave, you're excluding the top of the wave, so therefore it's considered to be detached from the wave itself. It's like being tovel in nothing in the air. You need water. Elamaha. So the Gemara says the Gemara doesn't have a proof from there.
The Gemara was thinking that you're type of right away when that, like you're in that little. You're in like that dome where you're already tahor. That was the question. And the Gemara says, no, you have to wait for the water to hit you. I mean, when the water hits you, of course, you're tahor, right?
Only if the top part of the wave hits you. I mean, it has to start from the top. If you come in the middle of the wave.
Well, obviously, because it's like an umbrella. You mean the umbrella part, the inside of the hollow.
The arch, like the wave is coming out. Right, you go in the middle of the wave.
Like this dome, the silent dome.
The dome.
What is that?
Iron dome. All right. So the Gemara says, "The sign of Bilam Rasha and Bilam Akiba, Bilam Ma'avir, El Mahadistan." So the Gemara doesn't have proof. So what are we going to say? Where do we know this distinction that Kulin doesn't need Kavana? El Mahadistan, Perosh Nafal Sachamav Samayim. Let's say you have fruits that fell in a stream of water, right? What is a case like this? Where are you eating fruits by water? Do you ever eat fruits by a stream of water? What's the logical case where this happened?
Of course.
Picnic by where? By the Delaware River?
Yeah, you go onto a little stream. It's very nice. It's very picturesque.
Shmuel during the summer is known to go to the Delaware River. He goes there, the Delaware Water Gap. He brings his fruits with him. What fruits do you bring with you?
I don't know, maybe
what kind of fruit? Pear? That's your fruit of choice? You like pears?
It's nice.
Your favorite fruit is a pear?
I don't want to say such personal things.
Personal things? I'll tell you my favorite fruit.
What?
I like a banana. Banana's my favorite fruit.
I don't know if banana is a fruit. Okay, I guess it is.
Yeah, it is.
You're
right. Banana, I would say, is number one. Probably an apple would be number two. I don't really like fruit so much. Banana's decent, apple half decent.
Okay, let's get back to the story here. It's very exciting.
It's exciting, I know. But we're just talking about you're going to the Delaware Water Gap with your fruits, right? The Gemara says they fell in the water. A pasha misha yadav tmeos. Your hands were tame, right? And you obviously want to eat bread. You have your sandwich with your pear, right? V'natlan yadav tahoros, and he put them in the water. So the water, right, acts to mimic, but there's 40 saw in the water. So his hands are tar. You don't have to wash your hands again. You can eat your bread. The peiros einan b'chayutan. The peiros are not hukshar. Makabel tuma. Peiros, you have to put water on them with kavana in order to make them susceptible to makabel tuma. V'im b'shvil yudchu yadav tahoros. If he wants to clean his hands off, let's say your hands are dirty, and therefore that's why you put them in the water. So your hands are tahor, because like we're saying, you don't need kavana to make your hands tahor. Peiros are mechiyutam, but the peiros would be susceptible to kabel tuma because it's like you wanted the fruits to fall in the water so that you can clean your hands by getting them. So anyway, you see from this brisa clearly that you don't need kavana for chulin. Whereas the ACV of brisa not like this. Rabba or Rab Nachman, I told you lechulin v'hosa lechulin. Asr l'maiser. If you're told for chulin and you had kavana for chulin, you can't use it for maiser. Hochsakim or hochsak. No, it says you have to be hochsak. You have to have kavana. It's from the Mishnah. It's clear. Hachikama. The more answers. Ahol pisha hochsak chulin asr l'maiser. No, it doesn't mean to say you have to have kavana for chulin. It means even if you had kavana for chulin, you're still asr for maiser. Because then a higher madrega. ACV. Again, we bring a proof from our Mishnah. Tava v'lo hochsak ilo tava. If you're tovel and you don't have kavanah, it's like you didn't tovel at all. My lav gilu tovel kal. Doesn't mean that you're not tovel at all. So therefore, even if you don't have kavanah, your hands are not tovel. My answer is low gilu tovel lemaisa tovel lechulin. Tovel lechulin. It's like you wasn't tovel for meiser, but for the lower level chulin, you don't need to have kavanah like we've been saying until now. Who's sober? He thought dachi kamatli. He's just pushing him away. He's not convinced that. Right? That's really the answer. He's just pushing him away. He's trying to disprove him. He's trying to play devil's advocate. But then he went out and he discovered the Sanya and it's an explicit brisa. It says if you're tovel your hands, you put your hands in the mikvah, and you didn't have kavanah, so you're usher or lemaiser, but you're still mutter l'chulin. So you see clearly that you're mutter l'chulin, even if you don't have kavanah. Amar Lazar tavav Allah muksach atzmo l'chol mashi yirtza. Lazar says if you're tavel and you come out of the mikvah, so then you're machzek atzmo l'chol mashi yirtza. Like we said in the Mishnah, there's different levels of taira. There's chulin, there's meiser sheni, there's truma, there's kudshim, and there's mechata. That's 5 levels. Right, so if you have kavanah for a lower level, so when you come out of the mikvah, you can have kavanah for a higher level, right? So you have to have kavanah for the higher level. So you go into the mikvah and you only have in mind for chulin, for your tuna sandwich, right? And then after you come out of the mikvah, you say, you know what? I want my tefillah to be also for meiser sheni, right?
Right.
Meiser sheni fruit. What's your particular food that you like buying with meiser sheni? Like say a good bottle of wine, right? Wine,
Yes.
Meiser Shani.
Yes.
What's your favorite wine, Shmuel?
Oh, I like pizza flavor.
He likes pizza flavored wine. They have not come out with that yet. Maybe Shmuel. Where do you get pizza flavored wine from? What?
Ice cream flavored? I don't know.
Ice cream flavored wine. This is an interesting concoction here. Shmuel is extending himself into new territory over here that we have never seen in this world yet. Ice cream flavored wine.
You wait.
No, I'm serious. This has sounds to me like a startup, maybe a unicorn idea. I think it could be successful. Maybe you should take it on. You know what a unicorn is?
Unicorn? Of course I know what unicorn is.
In relation to the business.
The business?
Yeah.
I don't know. People who sell unicorns.
It's a startup that's valued over how much? Valued at
the price of a unicorn, obviously.
$1 billion. If you have a startup, a privately owned startup that's valued at $1 billion, that would be called a unicorn. A significant amount of unicorns in the world reside in Israel.
Really?
Israel is the head of startups. They are one of the top.
It's not nice because they probably do because they say Jews have horns. That's why Jews have horns on their heads. That's why they call it unicorn. It's not I think it's anti-Semitic a little. No.
Anyway, it's nothing to do with that. It's just talking about a business. How Jews happens to be there. Okay. They didn't give the name based on the Jews. All right. Anyway, so you think his meiser shading, his wine is like ice cream. I'm gonna suggest to you that maybe you should buy Moscato d'Asti. Asti is the second best wine in my opinion after Champagne from France. Either Champagne from France or Asti. Asti is a very good wine. They sell in the Makot over here, the Bartanura, which they call Moscato d'Asti. Asti is made out of Moscato grapes. Bartanura is not from the Asti, which is a region in northwest Italy. It says on the bottle Bologna, I think, which is a different region, a different city in Italy, but they call it Moscato d'Asti. It's close enough. Made with Moscato grapes. It's pretty good. Everyone seems to like it. All right, I usually buy on Shabbos. All right, so the Gemara says, I'm good. I'm knowing stuff, right?
People go visit you on Shabbos.
And this is the new thing I want to do. Asti, what do you drink Asti with? Like it's a wine you're supposed to combine with other things. It says on the bottle, you drink it with cheeses. What do you combine it with? So Asti sounds like icy. What's an icy?
Icy?
Icy is the main competition. It's the originator of the Slurpee. Ices were the first Slurpees. Icy is I think it's a competition still with Slurpee. Obviously, Slurpee, it's carbonated drinks that are frozen over in slush. Icy Asti, you put a little Asti in your icy.
I did it on Shabbos. I put it in the freezer. I made it slush. They liked it.
What did you put?
I put in like orange soda in the Miranda in the freezer, and the kids said it became like slush.
Slush, right? And you put Asti in there?
No, I didn't put.
No, what you should put in there is vodka because that's like a screwdriver. Because I'm gonna try that. I'm buying a bottle of orange soda. And I'm gonna put some vodka in there. Screwdriver works for orange juice. It should work for Fanta orange soda. All right.
Maybe you're right.
I'm gonna try it. We'll try it.
I have to go.
All right. Okay. You can leave whenever you need. Okay. So the Gemara says, Elazar says, where are we? Amar Elazar Tava all Machze Asmel Chomashir. So you can have kavana even after you come in the mikvah. Meisiveo de raglo achas b'mayim. If one of his feet is still in the water while he's ascending to the mikvah. Huchzak l'davar kal machze asmel l'davar chamer. Even if you only intend to be tovel for chulin, you could be tovel for a davar chamera, for meiser sheni. Allah, once you come out of the mikvah shumin al machzik, then you can't be machzik anymore. My lavino machzik klal. So you see what doesn't mean you can't be machzik for anything else. Lo odeyu. The Gemara pushes that away. Odeyu avbi shehuksak machzik. If you're still in the mikvah, even though you're huksak, you had kavana for only chulin, so then you can machzik for meiser. Allah, in lo huksak, once you come out of the mikvah, in lo huksak, if you don't have kavana for anything in particular, it's stam das machzik, then you can machzik for a higher thing, for meiser sheni. In huksak ain't no machzik, but if you had specific kavana only for chulin, then it can be machzik for meiser sheni. Montana, odeu ragla achaz amayim. Who is the one? The Tana. It says it depends if one of your feet is still in the water. Amarav badas. Rabbi Yehuda, it's Rabbi Yehuda. That's not mikvah shdimda v'yeshbar ba'im sa michuvanos. Let's say you have a mikvah. It has exactly 40 sa of water. Yardu shnayim. Two people went in there. Tavlu zakar is that one person after another. Now rishon tar. The first person's tar because he went in saw a mikvah of arba'im sa. The second one is tame obviously because the first one obviously took some of the water out with him. So the second was told on a mikvah that's chaser. It's missing. Amar Rabbi Yehuda im hayu raglav shel rishon nogos amayim. If when the second person is tovel in the water, the first person's foot is still in the water, afasheni tor. Even the second person is tor because we assume a concept of good achis, right? The water on the person's body, kilu, since he's still attached to the mikvah, goes back into the mikvah. Amar Rav Nachman, Amar, as you see, that it depends if your foot is in the water. Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Rav Ua, machlokes, the malas derabbanan. Rav Nachman said this case is only talking about like our Mishnah, which is talking about have kavana for dinim which are relevant to Tyra only midrabanan. Meaning all the cases in our Mishnah we're talking about stam yadayim where you don't know if your hands are Torah or Tameh. It's only rabbanan. Only two if you know for sure you're Tameh, only two the Tyra divrei hakol hasheni Tameh. Everyone agrees, even Rabbi Yehuda would agree. The second person is Tameh. Even if your foot is still in the water, we don't say good achis. V'hainu de Rabbi Badas. Therefore, you see our Mishnah, right, which talks about a machzik having kavana for a higher thing, which is talking about only tuma entire de rabbanan. So therefore, it's like Rabbi Yehuda that says if your leg is still in there, you could have kavana for a higher one. That's only by dinim de rabbanan, and that's exactly what Rabbi Das says. Ika da Amri, alternatively, a different way of saying this narration. Amar of Nachman, Amar of Ravua, machlokes betuma l'tara. Machlokes in this case between Chamen and Rabbi Yehuda is only talking about by Dorais of Bittul Latara, Malas Rabbanan, even the Rabbanan are Moda, by Dinim the Rabbanan, Hasheni Tor. Even the second one is Tor, even the second one is Tor, as long as his foot is still in the mikvah. Plea, the Rabdas are arguing Rabdas says it only applies to our Mishnah, not to Rabdas says it only it's according to Rabbi Yehuda, while according to the second version it would be even according to the Rabbanan. Amar Ula, boy, me name Rabbi Yochanan. Okay, Shmuel, thank you for joining us. It's an honor. Tell your friends about this segula that we're running. You know, we're having a matching campaign also. So, so tell some people if they want to donate some money. We're having a matching campaign just to get this program started. Make sure it's trending in the right direction to get some momentum. So we're starting at $1 million. I have about 8 backers. They're gonna multiply it by 8 times. For every dollar you give, you get $8 back. $8. Shmuel, we need you. Thank you. Shmuel is our biggest sponsor. All right. So the Gemara says, "Pliga the Rabbi Amar Ula B'Amini Rabbi Yochanan the Rabbi Yehuda Ma'u Lahaton Machtim Tzinorios Baroshal Shal Rishon." According to Rabbi Yehuda, who says this concept of good achis, right? The second person, as long as his foot is in the mikvah, the water on his body is transmitted back into the mikvah. What about if he has on top of his head, after he comes out for the mikvah, they put needles and corkscrews. So you notice corkscrews on his head. And they're tameh. Barosha shal rishon. Good achis islay the Rabbi Yehuda. He holds a good achis. The water goes back into the mikvah. Good asik leisla. He doesn't hold a good asik. Good asik is more complicated, where you have to say the water, the 40 star of the water goes up until his head, top of his head. Odilma good asik nami islay. Or maybe he does hold good asik. Amalei tanisua. We have a brisa like this. Shalosh gumimios benachal. If there's a valley, right, and a slope on a valley, and there are 3 water holes protruding from this slope. Halyona tachtona v'amsais, right, a top, a middle, and a bottom one. Hatachtona halyona v'tachtona she'eshrim sa. the water coming out, the volume of the water from the top hole and the bottom hole is 20 sa. The middle hole has 40 sa, which is enough to be told on a mikvah. Now you have rainwater, which is connecting all three holes with water, so it's kilu one hole. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Meir Haya Omer. Rabbi Yehuda says Meir, I guess he's referring to Rabbi Meir. Mapil Bel Yona, he has, you could even be tovel in 20 sa of the El Yona on the top one, even though it's less than 40 sa, because it's connected to the middle one, which is 40 sa. So you do say good asik. So the Gemara says, so you see, according to Rabbi Yehuda, he would say that you say good asik. Batan, the Gemara says it's true. The Bible says Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Meir, on top of Yotenim of the base, Meir Hay Omer, Matbil Yibel Yona. He says you could be tovel in the Yona, Bani Omer B'tachtona. Rabbi Yehuda himself says only the Tachtona, only the bottom one, meaning the middle one, below Bel Yona, on the top one, Amrle. So he said back to me, Tanya, if you have a Mefurish Brisa, that says Rabbi Yehuda argues on Rabbi Meir, and he holds that you don't say good asik. So you see, according to Rabbi Yehuda, you don't say good asik, only good achas. Tovel chulin hochsach chulin mani masnes in Hudan Mishnah. Rabbanan, it's Rabbanan. The shani hu ben chulin the meiser. We had a brisa on Daf Yud Cheramid Beis that hamachlokas in Rabbanan or Meir. Rabbanan said there's a difference in chulin and meiser. Chulin, you don't need kavana. Meiser, you do need kavana. Ema seifa, but seifa the end of our Mishnah. Big day Amaretz measures the prusha. Big day prusha measures the ochlei truma. The begadim on Amaretz, we consider them as if a need already sat on them. For Prushin, for people that are more careful in Taros, Prushin, the Tzadikim, Big Day Prushin measures Lochlei Truma. Big Day Prushin, they're considered measures for people like Kohanim that eat Truma on a higher level. So Aslan and Meir, the Amar Chulun Meiser Ka'adadi Ninu. The Brisa, the end of the Brisa, the end of the Mishnah, doesn't make a distinction. It jumps right from Chulin to Truma. So the fact that it goes to Truma right away doesn't mention Meiser Sheni in the middle, so therefore you see Chulin and Meiser are the same dinim. So therefore the Seif of the Mishnah, it goes according to Meir. So the Gemara says, Reisha Rabbanon v'Sefer Meir. Could it be that the Reisha is Rabbanon and the Seif is Meir? And the Gemara answers, in Reisha Rabbanon v'Sefer Meir. Yes, it could be. The Mishnah could be according to two opinions. Ravacha Barada, Masila b'Seifa Chamish Malos Mukila Kula K'Rabbanon. Acha Barada has another way of resolving it. If he adds into the Mishnah, Chasuri Mechsra, it's like the Mishnah's missing words. And therefore, he would add in just like Big Day Hours measures the Prusha. Big Day Prusha measures le Ochle Meiser Sheni. And then Big Day Ochle Meiser Sheni, he measures the Ochle Truma. He adds in another phrase in the Brisa in order to make it fit with the opinion of the Rabbanan, and therefore you'd say the whole Mishnah is like the Rabbanan. Hope you enjoyed today's share today. Remember, Maseches Yevamos is coming up. Get ready for the biggest school Klal Yisrael has ever heard of. If you don't know me by now, I am joking about this, but the reason my jokes are funny is because there is a lot of truth in my jokes. Everyone knows in Klal Yisrael about the phenomenon of segulas going around. So there is, I'm sure, if I'm not the one making the segula, someone else is going to find a segula like this. So if you're looking for a good segula, remember, I started this one. Maseches Nashim, finding your shidduch. Seder Nashim, finding your shidduch. And having a baby by the Siyam Maseches Yevamos, your first baby, Ben Zachar. And you know what? You might not even have to drink wine by Havdalah. I'm telling you. If you get the joke, you got it. If not, not. Bye.